Live from KSAT 12, the news at 5:30 starts right now.
Well, just as Mia said, it's looking like a soggy start to the week as rain starts pouring in today.
Yeah, let's get right to Mia Montgomery. Mia, things started off a little slow today. That rain beginning to fill in a bit. What can we expect the rest of the night?
Yep, it is going to be a damp evening across the majority of south central Texas. Let me take you outside so you can really see what we're talking about. Really haven't seen a ton of issues on the roadways, thank goodness, as of right now, but you can see it definitely is pretty soggy out there. And this is what it looks like on the radar. We have this widespread light to moderate rain that continues to work its way in from the southwest, generally pushing farther up to the northeast. Now over Frio County, especially near Pearsall and Dilley, right along the I-35 corridor, we've got a few pockets of more moderate rain that's being estimated there by your authority radar for us here in Bexar County, and the majority of San Antonio, we're just blanketed in that light, steady rain that continues to filter through. Slightly drier the farther west that you go, especially near Del Rio and Valverde County, but a few more bands of light rain continue to work in near Concan, Uvalde, stretching down to Crystal City. Overnight tonight, widespread rain expected. That continues into Monday. It is going to be a soggy Monday morning drive. So we're going to time it out, get you the details, what you need to know as we head into the upcoming work week. All that in just a bit.
Thanks, Mia. We'll see you then. Other news tonight, a man was found shot this afternoon over on the east side. Police say he was on the ground and had gunshot wounds to his back, shoulder, and leg. It all happened on Benton Street, close to I-35. SAPD says the man apparently got into a fight with another person who shot the victim in the back 3 times. That victim taken to BAMC. The suspect nowhere in sight. An officer there at the scene said they need witnesses to come forward.
You could talk to us. Don't be afraid to talk to the police, because if we don't have a witness, we don't have something to go off of, sometimes the case, it just stops.
Police have yet to release the suspect's description in this case, but they do say the victim knows who shot him.
Well, 2 women were shot at a gas station around 4 in the morning, and police are still trying to find that shooter. It happened on the north side of town near Northwest Loop 410 and Vance Jackson. Police say 2 women were at the Shell and Carry On gas station when a car pulled up next to them and fired several shots. The suspect then drove down the highway. The women called police for help and were taken to the hospital in fair condition, expected to be okay.
A 39-year-old man arrested in Atascosa County this morning for allegedly trying to steal and break security cameras. The sheriff's department there says James Allen Howard, seen here, and another suspect led deputies on a high-speed chase on Rutledge near East Gates Valley Road. They say he got out of his car at some point and was found hiding in the brush by deputies using a drone. He's now charged with evading arrest and felony possession of a firearm. It's unclear if the passenger will also face criminal charges.
We now know the name of the man who was hit and killed while riding his bike on the city's north side. The Bexar County Medical Examiner says it was 29-year-old Joseph Edward Norrell who was riding his bike when he was hit back on November 21st on the westbound lanes of 1604 near Blanco Road. The driver took off and Norrell died at that scene. We checked with San Antonio police and they have not released any information on that suspect yet or what vehicle they were driving. So if you have any information that can help those investigators, call police immediately. In less than 24 hours, the San Antonio ISD Board of Trustees will meet to decide the fate of several schools in the district.
Yeah, it's all part of the district's right-sizing plan to address declining enrollment and funding.
RJ Marquez headed to one of the schools that could be shut down after this year.
Yeah, Lamar Elementary, really beautiful school located right off of Broadway. It was really described to me as a bit of a hidden gem with one parent that we spoke to earlier today. Unfortunately, it is on that list, that final recommendation list of potential closures. So that means that more than 300 students and staff that go to Lamar will have to find a new school next year. Lamar and 14 other schools are on the district's final recommendation list to be closed. The recommendation calls for 3 mergers and more to follow in the future. The district notified parents on Friday afternoon of its final recommendation. Their stats show that the district has lost around 18,000 students in the past 2 decades, and they said they had no choice but to close some SAISD campuses. A mother of 2 girls who attend Lamar told us earlier today that this process, which started in June, has been too rushed.
They'd made no attempts to encourage parents. They sent some emails. There was maybe a flyer sent home. The district characterized our meeting as we were angry and we were rude. I think that's unfair. They're closing our school that we deserve to have a voice.
The San Antonio ISD Board of Trustees will vote on that final recommendation tomorrow night. Now, for students and staff here at Lamar, their school would be Hawthorne Elementary. That's where they would have to go next year. Reporting from north of downtown, RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
To politics now. Congress has until Friday to pass a spending plan to avoid a government shutdown. House Republicans are working on a two-part plan, but it is not a long-term solution, and it does face an uphill battle. Jen Sullivan breaks down the proposed plans and what it will take to avoid that government shutdown.
Time is running out for Congress to pass a funding bill and avoid a government shutdown.
Nobody wants a government shutdown.
Lawmakers have until midnight Friday before many government operations will be forced to halt. A plan must first pass the House and then the Senate. But newly elected House Speaker Mike Johnson hasn't even set a date for a possible vote on a spending deal in the House.
I'm not exactly sure how he's going to play this, but he's not off to a great start.
On Saturday, Speaker Johnson announced a plan on a GOP conference call. It's split into two parts. The first bill would extend funding until January 19th and would include money for military, Veterans Affairs, transportation, housing, and the Energy Department. The second part of the bill would extend funding until February 2nd and include money for the rest of the government. But it lacks deep spending cuts many right-wing House members pushed for.
We got $1.7 trillion deficit this year, and where, under any circumstances, can they come to bring themselves to have an offset?
Neither bill, though, includes additional aid for Israel or Ukraine, something many lawmakers want to see.
I want to see that get done as expeditiously as possible. I also support aid to Ukraine.
If the government shuts down, millions of federal employees won't get paid.
The impact across the country could be significant. Not all services will be continued to be provided, so all of those could have a bad ripple effect.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
And just a reminder, the last time there was a government shutdown was back on December 22nd of 2018. That one lasted 35 days. Still ahead on the news at 5:30, a local nonprofit helping future generations of San Antonio keep up to date on their tech skills as the job market changes. We'll tell you how they're helping.
Within the next decade, San Antonio's population will grow to more than 2 million people. And with this growth comes more job opportunities and new necessary skills. One local nonprofit is making sure everyone has the chance to compete in the future job market. Better Futures Institute is dedicated to helping the next generation of job seekers by placing importance on science and technology skills. They're based out of the West Side, and one of their goals is to provide opportunities to underserved communities. We spoke to the program's CEO, Alberto Gomez, this morning on GMSA. He said the job market landscape is changing quickly because of technology advancement.
Right now, technology, it's really changing, transforming the way we do our work. And this is only going to accelerate. Technology is automating a lot of the things that we are learning in school.
San Antonio's economic and technological growth is not expected to slow down anytime soon. So if you want to find more information on the program, you can visit our article on KSAT.com. Taking a look now at live cam. It's looking pretty out there, 58 degrees. It's pretty if you like the rain and like it to be cold, which we do.
Are we not talking to Mia here? I guess not. We're going to break. That was a Tim and Courtney problem. They're going to break. Not a Mia problem, not a producer problem. We weren't paying attention. We didn't know.
We know that it looks dark and dreary outside.
It sure does. It's a little
good day
gloomy.
To stay inside.
Yes, it definitely is a good evening for chili, chicken and dumplings, kind of whatever your favorite fall gloomy weather food is. It's a perfect evening for that as we continue to see this widespread rain push into south central Texas. So yes, let's get you those weather headlines, what we're tracking here, because this widespread rain, generally light to moderate rain, is going to continue. It's just going to fill in overnight tonight, and it's going to stick with us into tomorrow as well, especially for the Monday morning drive. That added rain and the cloud cover likely holding temperatures to the 50s tomorrow as well. So plan for a soggy commute first thing Monday morning. Give yourself some extra time. Take the umbrella as well as the jacket, because again, it is going to be cool. After that, we're going to start to see rain chances taper off tomorrow night, drying things out. Sunshine will return at least partially by Tuesday, and temperatures will respond by starting to warm. We're actually expecting 70s already by about Wednesday. So once again, here's the latest look at your authority radar as we continue to see just this blanket of widespread light to moderate rain continue to fill in to the region. For us here in San Antonio, it's pretty much encompassing Bexar County near Schertz. You're seeing some rain there, Elmendorf near Palo Alto, Hollywood Park, Leon Springs, seeing a little bit of light rain up along the I-10 corridor. This does stretch over to portions of the hill country in between Kerrville and the Lost Maples area. Medina might be catching a little bit of a break right now, but you are going to see a bit more start to move in here as we also monitor these other bands of just light rain pushing in from the southwest. Most of this activity working its way farther up to the northeast, and that is generally going to be what we find here into the overnight hours tonight and into Monday as well. Here's the big picture and the catalyst behind this rain chance. An area of low pressure off to our west, just bringing in more upper level energy and moisture into the area as well. And as that continues to approach the Lone Star State, that's why those rain chances will increase a bit more overnight tonight, about a 90% potential for widespread coverage. That continues about an 80% chance first thing tomorrow, and then we'll gradually see those rain chances start to taper off, especially by Monday evening and into Monday night. And then the rest of the work week is looking fairly dry and quiet. So here's what that translates to here on your futurecast, depicting what the radar could look like over the next 24 hours. You can see by 8, 9 o'clock this evening. If you're stepping out for any Sunday evening plans, take it slow out there on the roadways. You'll definitely want the rain gear with you. That will continue. Midnight, we're seeing another batch of some moderate rain move in from the southwest by the Monday morning drive. I think coverage will be a little bit higher than what you're seeing here on this map, but that general trend will continue into lunchtime. Still some light to moderate rain expected for most of us. Then by 4, 5 o'clock, in some spots, I think the afternoon commute will still be a bit soggy, but rain chances will come down more scattered in nature and then isolated into Monday night as we see that area of low pressure then depart farther off to the east. Now, in terms of rainfall totals, as of right now, the farther north and west that you go, additional totals upwards of about ½ inch, maybe an inch in localized locations. Closer to San Antonio, about an inch to an inch and a half. The higher totals farther off to our southeast and closer to the Gulf Coast. Now, I do want to briefly talk temperatures again, upper 50s right now because of the rain as well as the added cloud cover. They're not really going to budge a whole lot here through the overnight. We're waking up near 56 at 7 a.m. A high temperature struggling to break out of the upper 50s by Monday afternoon. But once we do see some partial sunshine return on Tuesday, temperatures do climb into the upper 60s. Then we're looking at the 70s that look to return by the middle of next week, and that will take us all the way into next weekend, guys.
Look at that. It's all worth it.
A nice drink. All right, turning to sports, Nick, Texans QB, CJ Stroud making a name for himself as the comeback kid.
Yeah, I like that. We might have to, get in touch with him and make sure he understands he has a new nickname now. As for all Texans fans, they were looking to shock the world against the Cincinnati Bengals today. That's their name. Plus, there was a shocking shakeup for Texas A&M fans who probably already knew this was coming. Details on the end of Jimbo Fisher's reign coming up next.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
A patriotic weekend and a very happy Veterans Day to all our veterans out there. The Houston Texans were looking to make a stand against the Cincinnati Bengals today. Let's get you out to the game. 3-point lead in the fourth quarter. Joe Burrow's pass is dropped by Tyler Boyd, so they have to set up what could have been a game-winning field goal or touchdown. Evan McPherson ties it at 27. CJ Stroud in the offense looking for a game-winning drive. Noah Brown breaks free to get them in field goal range so that Matt Amendola can win the game with a 38-yard kick as the Texans win it 30-27. A huge win for rookie QB CJ Stroud.
This is a great opportunity and a hard-fought game. And these type of games come down to the last minute. I mean, it's hard to win in the NFL. It's a great Bengals team over there. They proved it week in and week out. But I think we came in with a mindset that we won't be denied. And that was huge for us. We fought until the end. It wasn't easy. And it wasn't how we would draw it out. But, I mean, that's what this league is about, those tough wins.
The Texans have now won 5 games for the first time since 2019. Next up on the schedule is the Arizona Cardinals back home at NRG Stadium. Guten Tag, the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts playing in Frankfurt, Germany this morning. Gardner Minshew looking to build off last week's win, and Mac Jones hoping to get the Patriots their third win of the season. 4th and goal, a toss to Jonathan Taylor turns into a touchdown to take the lead. Now jump into the fourth quarter. How about a 51-yard boot from Matt Gay to make it a 4-point game? So the Pats need a touchdown. Play action in the red zone. Mac Jones doesn't put enough on this throw, and it's intercepted by Julian Blackmon. That mistake got Mac Jones benched on the final drive. So backup Bailey Zappi comes in, and he does his best Mac Jones impression, throwing it to the other team as the Colts get a weird win in Germany, 10-6, the final. The newest San Francisco 49er, Chase Young, getting ready to rock against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Play action in the red zone leads to a patient Brock Purdy, floating it up for Brandon Ayuk, who comes down with it. Now, when you got two Ohio State defensive ends on your team, they usually meet at the quarterback. Chase Young and Nick Bosa combined for the sack. The Niners defense was outstanding today. And so was this play. Brock Purdy gets hit as he throws to George Kittle, who breaks away for a 66-yard touchdown, and he could just walk it in as the 49ers snap a 3-game losing streak, winning 34-3. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there, and the Navy SEALs making a splash before the Baltimore Ravens and Cleveland Browns game. Now we pick things up in the third quarter. The Ravens are up 8, and Lamar Jackson wants more. Throw over the middle to Odell Beckham Jr. turns into a 40-yard touchdown, and this is getting ugly for Browns fans. But the Browns themselves weren't done playing. Down 2 touchdowns with 9 minutes left. Deshaun Watson escapes and dumps it off to Elijah Moore to make it a 1-score game. And the defense wants the ball back, and off a deflection, Greg Newsome comes up with it in full stride, and nobody's going to catch him. A missed extra point kick, make it a 1-point game, but Dustin Hopkins got his redemption, booting through a 40-yard field goal as time expired to get the huge 33-31 win. A beautiful November day in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Steelers fans got their terrible towels out, looking to get a solid win against the Green Bay Packers. And handing it off to Najee Harris in the red zone is always a good decision. Packers QB Jordan Love was also making good choices, like this throw in a perfect spot to Romeo Doubs to get both feet down in the corner of the end zone. Second quarter, more ground game from the Steelers as Jaylen Warren spins through arm tackles and just takes it in for a 16-yard touchdown run. The Steelers would hold on to win it 23-19, improving to 6-3 on the season. Now, up in Arlington, the Dallas Cowboys are in the middle of another NFC East rivalry game after losing to the Philadelphia Eagles last week. The only way to get that feeling off of you is to beat up on the team that only has 2 wins. Enter the New York Giants. Now, due to TV rights, we can't show you the highlights until the game is over, but we can check up on the score. The Cowboys are up 35-7 in the third quarter. Our Mary Rominger is at the game, and she'll have a full game recap tonight on Instant Replay, so make sure you don't miss it. If you had better plans than we did on Friday night, you probably missed watching the San Antonio Spurs lose their 4th game in a row. This time it was against the Minnesota Timberwolves, but don't worry, because they got another game tonight at home against the Miami Heat. We, of course, will have the highlights for you tonight on Instant Replay. Aggie fans, I know it's been a weird football season so far. You probably looked like Jimbo here, contemplating how to get things back on track. Well, earlier today, Texas A&M University made the decision to fire head coach Jimbo Fisher, which is really interesting as to why they would do it now, since Coach Fisher's contract buyout is expected to cost the university more than $76 million. The university is holding a press conference on the decision, and we'll have more information on that tonight on Instant Replay.
Well, if you're going to get fired, having a $76 million pool of money to fall into certainly cushions the blow.
That feels good.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Doesn't feel as bad.
Right.
A lot of former Buckeyes in those highlights, too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nate.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.
All right, here's one final look of the widespread rain pushing through south central Texas as we get ready to wrap up this half hour. Again, that widespread rain will continue overnight and into Monday. Plan for a soggy Monday morning drive. Keep the umbrella handy, have some patience on the roadways, then we'll dry things out by Monday night and through the rest of the upcoming work week.
It's a nice drink of water we need.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you back here tonight on the Night Beat.
Have a good evening. We'll see you then.